So you
Hey,
changed your mustache and your eyebrows.
I turned on the Zoom and this came on. I said, "Oh my gosh!" So I
Oh,
thought I'd keep it on.
that's funny.
We'll continue the Fun Friday energy.
A good, and see, look at what I'm wearing.
Oh my gosh! Fun, fun, fun!
Uh-huh.
Re- Did you wear that before? I think you.
Yes, I've worn that before.
Oh, and how was your day yesterday?
Quite busy, but it was fruitful. So I was happy to be on the bells with you. It was practically a private session,
Yeah.
and it's interesting how the energy changes according to who's on. Especially it shows when it's a small group.
Yep.
So it would have been completely different, for example, with Lois or with
Exactly.
Pam
That's right. That's right. Anyway, well, I
or
don't
with
know.
anyone else,
What?
or with anyone else for that matter.
Right. And as you can see, my laptop is working very well now.
Oh, true.
And yesterday, we were having some difficulty, but now it's perfectly fine.
Good, good. And how is Heather?
Oh, she's doing fine. She's getting herself together. So anyway, I got up and so talk about food. I made two dishes last night. I made a roasted butter squash, fennel and onion, and then we're making that into a soup this today.
Nice, nice.
That's sitting in the fridge. And then I also made a
What is up with that?
Isn't that funny?
That's really funny.
I know.
and she's wearing fun, fun, fun.
Oh, that's so great. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, no, no. And then I also
And then,
a collard greens,
mm,
just as just collard greens sautéed with carrots and onions and fresh ginger.
Oh, nice.
nice, nice. Actually, yesterday I went to the supermarket and got some leek, some chicken, some rice, white rice. I made rice. Martin is his stomach is a little bit off,
Okay.
so I made him little chicken very simply with leek and in the oven and some white rice, and I made chicken broth, but it's actually chicken paste that I do in my Thermomix.
Oh.
So I did that, and then it's chicken with I put celery, leek, coriander, and garlic, and then I cook it all in the Thermomix that it does it all, and then it becomes a paste. And so I use this paste as chicken broth. I just put
Ah,
water, and there
good.
you go. We have broth
And you
anytime.
actually use chicken?
Yes.
So how do you do it? You
Hi,
Shoot.
Tammy.
gesundheit.
Shoot. Hey,
Salut.
Tammy.
I love your manscaping.
how much chicken do you use, Leticia?
I use sorry, Tammy, we're talking about chicken broth. I use 300 grams of chicken, of the thighs,
Okay.
the upper part, and I take out all the nerves and all the
Fat,
fat. Thank you. I was
tendons,
going to say, sorry.
tendons.
Yes, and skin and everything, and then that is just like
Mix it up.
mixed, and then I have 200 grams of different white or green vegetables. So I put this time I put leek, I put garlic, chives, and I put coriander, thyme, and then it's 100. They say 150 grams of salt, but I just put 100 grams and 100 grams of white wine. So
Oh.
it's really, and then it cooks almost by it's heat and vapor because it's so hot, and so it's really pasty. And then I mix everything up when it's cooked, and voila, it's a paste. It's perfect.
Oh, wow.
So whenever I'm making any soup
Right.
or my rice, I add a scoop of this paste, and it becomes broth.
Wow.
And how long does it last in the fridge?
6 months.
Oh,
really?
wow.
So I make one of chicken, I make one of
Beef?
beef, I make one with lamb,
Oh, wow.
and I make one with just vegetables. And I haven't made one yet with the fish, but we can make one with fish also. So it's really, really great. It's always there.
Great.
Mhm.
And Miss Tammy, oh, go ahead.
Like the better than bouillon idea,
Yes, practically. Mhm.
like that, better than bouillon that's in a little jar that you scoop out and,
Oh, I don't know those, but yeah, it must be the same.
yeah.
But of course, since it's homemade, then everything is fresh and everything is really, you know what's in it.
Exactly. Oh, I
That's
like that idea.
I know. Can make some for us. I don't want to make it, but it sounds great.
But it's really with the Thermomix, because the Thermomix chops, it cooks, it it heats, it's everything. You make your meals, and it's also by steam, and it's just great.
What is it?
Thermomix.
Thermomix?
Yeah.
Okay, never heard of it.
Okay. It's German, actually.
Okay.
Oh.
It's like the Vitamix, but it does, I think, even more, and it's a little bit of a bigger machine.
Uh-huh.
But it's so I don't use a food processor anymore. I don't use to bake things, to bake. What do you call those? I can't speak English today.
That's okay.
When your mixer, when you're baking a cake.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What are those called?
A mixer.
Okay, mixer. So it sort of replaces 14 things that we use in the kitchen.
Wow.
So we can do
Love that.
I do all sorts of stuff.
So what does it cost? Is it like $1,000 or
It's
something?
like 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, 2,000?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's expensive. It's really expensive.
Sign me up.
But there is this new model that you can download your recipe, so it tells you what to do step by step in the machine.
Oh my gosh.
And it can tell you, okay, to do this recipe, you need this. Here's your grocery list.
Wow.
I haven't used it up to that point. I'm not that modern, because I used to have a previous version, which was, more simple. But yeah, it's really great. It's Martin's idea, because for me it was okay. But I use it more than he does actually now.
But if you get a Vitamix, and like I'm looking at this almond cow thing, and all your other appliances that you have out all over the place, and how much they cost, Vitamixes are like at least $500, I think.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I mean, honestly, it's a good investment. I would think.
It is.
Fine.
It is.
Okay.
And you can use it, for example, you put your rice, and then you have a plate on top, so you can actually do your whole meal, rice, salmon, for example, and asparagus, all in one.
Wow. I need one of those.
I know,
Thermo
it would
King?
be great.
Is that what it is?
Sorry?
Thermo King?
Thermomix.
Thermomix. I'm making up. Thermomix.
Oh, hi, Lana.
Hi, everyone.
Great.
Different things.
Thermomix.
Mustache.
What about this? Oh, nice. You
thought
look very Fu Manchu.
I thought it was Friday because I see your fun sweater and then I saw him and I'm
Oh.
like, I don't even know what day it is now.
Saturday.
Happy Fun Saturday!
Silly Saturday.
That's right, Silly Saturday. Oh, that's a nice one.
Mm.
So, how are you, cousin Lana?
I'm good. I'm just hanging out. I'm not doing much. I'm actually going to try and join the weekly meditation sessions too. I found out that my office has a quiet room,
Okay.
or I guess anyway, it's a private room. So I'm going to utilize that and try to meet you guys.
Oh,
Good.
that's great.
Good, good. And isn't the Feng Shui Summit this weekend?
It is.
Actually, it's on right now, and Lois is talking.
Oh,
Lois
Lois
is
is talking
on?
right now?
Oh.
Yeah.
On face reading.
Right. But I've heard it before, so I decided, I'll just do something different today.
Oh.
That's
And I missed you guys.
so happy Saturday. I think it's just the five of us today.
Cool.
So maybe we could begin with, what are you grateful and happy about today?
Hmm.
How about
I'll
you?
go first.
Oh, go ahead, Mana. Go ahead. You go first.
Well, I'm grateful I could come on today. I missed you guys so much, and I'm sorry I missed Lois's birthday. So I'm just happy to be here.
That's
Thank you.
great.
If I think of more, I'll let you know.
Okay. And Miss Tammy, what are you grateful and happy about?
Oh, I'm happy. Same, Lana. I'm so happy to be here. I've missed a couple of days just due to appointments and yeah, I mean, I'm just grateful. I mean, the sun's out now. I hope it stays out a little bit longer, but I don't know, just grateful to, I got up and made almond milk and I made this great salad with this avocado dressing from Brooke Goldner and ate my salad beforehand. So that was really good. And I'm going to go to our little local Ace Hardware store. Their motto is, if they don't have it, you don't need it. It's like an old fashioned, it's an Ace, but it's fun. And a couple doors down is a place called the Eclectic Eye. And it's an antique place that it was run by this gentleman named George, who is just a gem. And he really, I don't know, we spent a lot of time together when I first moved here, and I was just kind of, skulking around, looking at places, and a lot of stuff I have in the house I bought from him, but he passed away in September. So his daughter is there's a big barn behind the shop right in the village, and she's having a big sale and all this stuff. So I thought I would check that out.
Oh, that'd be fun.
It's sad because he was quite the character. And she and I talked a couple weeks ago at length when I was in there, and so he'll be missed. But it will be a fun thing to do and go and see all the treasures that maybe need to be rescued and
Exactly.
come home with me.
And Miss Leticia, what are you grateful and happy about today?
Oh, I'm grateful that I'm here, that it's Saturday, that today I will take it easy. Yesterday I was running around a little bit, so that will be better today. And I plan on reading and just catching up on emails. And I'm happy to be here with you in a little group again.
And Miss Heather, what are you grateful?
I'm
and
grateful
happy
to
about?
see all of you. I'm grateful RD had the energy last night to cook up a storm, so we have food to eat today. I'm grateful I don't have to cook today. I'm grateful to go to the farmer's market. I'm grateful for this beautiful weather that we've been having and just visiting with some people outside. It's been really nice.
Yes, yes, yes. And there's Miss Ann Beth. She actually got on.
Hey, hey.
Oh
Silly
my
Saturday.
gosh. Who, who are you and what have you done with RD?
This is what happens when you go for the pandemic too long.
Ah,
Ah, I love it.
It's silly
Oh my gosh.
Saturday.
That's hilarious. It's what?
Silly
Silly
Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh, it's Silly Saturday. I love the brows. Look at that.
Yeah, the manscaping is right on point.
So,
Very.
you're grateful and happy
So
about,
will we face, I'm sorry, go ahead.
what are you grateful and happy about today?
Oh, me?
Yes,
Oh,
you.
okay. Grateful and happy. I Today is the 23rd, and it's the 23rd year of my wellness. So
Oh,
I had this life-changing, um, life-changing, life-saving, life-saving, really, and quality of life-saving surgery 23 years ago. It's hard to believe.
wow.
But
Wow.
yeah, so here I am. Wowee.
Wowee. We're so
And I'm
grateful you're
Yeah.
here.
Yes.
and you're
still looking for my calling.
so am I. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, exactly.
Me
And
too.
Yeah.
your voice sounds better, Ann Beth. Your voice is more vibrant today.
Oh, thank you. I've been going for PT, if you want to
Uh,
call it therapy for my voice, because
so,
it's gotten very rough, and that's not normal. So,
so today, actually, I was going to do a reading from the book, and you're going to talk about October 23, The Wisdom to Survive. So that's the,
wow.
how is that? So let me read to you the commentary.
Did you put a mustache on me?
Oh my God,
Yes.
Ah!
it moved over.
Ah!
Move over, mustache.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
The brows and the mustache.
Oh my
brows
God,
and
I
the
just looked
mustache.
over and the mustache and eyebrows were off of him and on me.
Oh my gosh, look at
This is
that.
definitely Silly Saturday.
The eyebrows don't look that different. Oh, you have great brows. I'm jealous. Are you kidding?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, they're out of control.
Oh, that's so great. Oh my God.
That's right.
That's hilarious.
So anyway, oh, here comes Miss Mary Beth, but I'm going to read when she, hey, Miss Mary Beth, welcome. Happy Saturday. And so it's the wisdom to survive. Oh, maybe I'll have to mute.
Tammy.
I'm going to mute you, Tammy. Okay. So, the wisdom to survive. And this is a quote from Paula Poundstone. My mom said she learned how to swim. Someone took her out in the lake and threw her off the boat. That's how she learned how to swim. I said, Mom, they weren't trying to teach you how to swim. So, reframing what happens to us can be a healthy way to survive terrible things, or it can become a veil of denial that keeps us from moving on. Often, we simply have to trust that we will see the truth of things when we are strong enough and ready. Yet the danger in not seeing things as they are or were is that we can start to believe that in order to learn something, we need someone to throw us off the boat or out of the relationship. If we cannot see the difference between the cruelty or the hardship we experience and the wisdom waiting in our reflex to survive, we can find ourselves needing crisis and pain in order to learn. While much learning comes from crisis and pain, not all of it needs to. We don't need something to go wrong in order to change. So, that's the commentary for today, the wisdom to survive. So,
What are some of the?
oh, it just says sit quietly, bring to mind one change you're afraid to make in your life.
Mm.
Or are you waiting for someone to push you off the boat? Maybe that's a good question. Are you waiting for someone to push you off the boat? How's that for a question for Silly Saturday?
Well, when you first did the reading and you were saying those things, sometimes it takes like I always say it's like an act of God to get me moving and like, but it's not in a good way. So I need to see what I'm supposed to do before those things happen. Like just for a quick example, like I had a flood in my apartment, but that made me move on. Like, so things like that. These big events have to happen for me to sometimes get it or to move in the right direction. So I need to figure that out before something like that happens again.
Uh, so,
I'll go.
go ahead, Tammy, go ahead.
That's interesting. I mean, Heather, I'm kind of the same way, which, sometimes you're given signs or red flags or whatnot, and you choose to, acknowledge them. It's interesting because I'm just going to read something quickly. I think it was yesterday's Light's Daily Dose. It's called Show Me a Sign. And I laughed out loud because it said, so you ask the universe to show you a sign that you should leave your job. And the next thing you know, you're driving down Leave Your Job Boulevard. And you're like, I wonder if that was a sign. The thought that we need a sign to make change is the sign we're looking for. After all, when something feels genuinely aligned, we don't obsess over whether or not we should change it, leave it, or quit it. But if a situation clearly feels off, there's no need to wait for more signs to switch it up. If anything, that's the time to start doing something about it, even if it's just having an honest conversation. So I really liked that just the thought that, like, give me a sign, universe, that this isn't right. That's a sign that it's not right. That's what really resonated with me. So I think that was pretty cool. But I'm the same way, a lot of the times, just a million red flags can come up and I'll, have all kinds of reasons, to ignore them or justify, why I'm doing or not doing, the change. So.
Yes, thank you.
I liked what you read. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Lana, did you have something to say? Oh,
No, first of all, I kind of had a hard time being serious while you were talking because I'm still looking at your mustache. But
Did you see me throw it back to him? It was like magic.
it was, but I truly understand about someone has to just push you over. Unfortunately, I feel like that's kind of how I've lived a lot of my life, is that until someone actually just pushed me to the edge, would I move. But I think this last job, I actually, I didn't get pushed. I actually just stepped right in, and I think I jumped in, and yeah, so I wouldn't say this is my dream job, but I think it's the job where I know that that I can do everything that's being asked of me, and I can do it better than whoever did it before. And I think this is just, I'm so glad I took that step. Although I'm working really hard right now, I feel like it was made for me. And I'm glad I did it in the last step of my life, of my career life, meaning, because I don't want to do it again. I don't want to make another move. So I'm done after this. And then after this, it's going to be stuff I really, really want to do in life.
Thank you. Thank you. And hey, Mary Beth, how are you? So glad you're jump in. And what are you grateful and happy about today?
I'm grateful and happy that you let me in and I made it. And I see it was recording. I love that reading. To come in, the timeliness of coming in at the end of that reading was really something else. And thank you, Tammy, for that. It was just like, whew.
The
So
great
it was
survive.
perfect. Yeah, it was great. I mean, hey, I've been pushed off the boat and thrown off it. And then when I got West Nile encephalitis, I said, Dear universe, I'm available to not go on this trip because I don't want to go with the couple we were going with and the boyfriend. I'd never been to Europe. I didn't, so I was nervous about it, but I didn't want anyone to get hurt. He had paid for the trip. I said, barring death or any terrorist attacks, I'm available to not go. And it was during the time in 2010 when there were something was happening in Europe. I don't know. It's not volcanoes, but something was happening whereby they weren't flying. Planes weren't flying because of the weather or something that had to do with the earth, as opposed to like people having terrorist attacks. And so I thought that came to mind, and I came home and I laid down on the bed or the couch and woke up 2 weeks later out of a coma, surrounded by all this range of people I've met in my life. They were all different. And my first thought, like Catholic school, Emerson, film career, Bali, beginning of woo-woo searching. And I thought, oh, and my mother was prim and proper. I thought, oh, this is why I never got married, because where would I put all these people? Who would talk to who at what table? And then 10 years later, I had someone to marry for 4 months, and then I didn't have to worry about the tables.
So,
So
and,
big steps, and that was right outside my house that happened yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw it on the news. The gentleman running with the knives.
no, not at all.
Oh, okay. They covered it on Channel 7, and I offered, actually, I didn't realize it was actually the news anchor. I went up to the van, as I often will go, and just say, do you need anything? Because I know they work so hard. But yeah, that would be a big change. Sometimes it's maybe time it's just timely, very timely. If you have it recorded or the name of it, I would love it.
Well, thank you, Mary Beth.
Very,
I'm so
very
glad
timely.
you're here.
Well, thank you. It's nice to be here towards the end. Yes.
Thank you. And Miss Ann Beth, how about you? About somebody push you off the boat?
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of that in me. I think more and more as the years go by, because people tried to pull me back in,
Aha.
I think, in my life, and I just took off. Yeah, I think I'm more that way. I don't know, it's bizarre. I don't know what to think of this question. Like,
Well,
I don't know how to relate to it.
Or just the reading. It doesn't have to be the question, just anything that comes to you.
Yeah, my head is in a weird way, or maybe it's the mustache.
it's the mustache.
Oh, you could give it back to me.
I don't know.
I don't know. How does it do it?
I don't know. I'm going to get out of the screen.
I don't know.
You can turn it off.
Okay. And so, actually, maybe I'll turn off the mustache. I don't know. But meanwhile, Leticia, what are your thoughts about being thrown off the boat?
I think it's sometimes a good thing. Sometimes we need that because, as Tammy said, we will mentalize, we will justify, we will explain, we will hang on, sometimes by sheer will, sometimes because we think it's perseverance, sometimes because we think we're strong, we can do this, and we can, hang on. And sometimes we do need that push. I think I always say that we all need a friend who gives us a kick in the butt, symbolically, to sort of push us sometimes, because either we get used to the discomfort, or we're just paralyzed by it, or we don't listen to our gut. Martin and I have always told Cecilia, our daughter, listen to your tripita, like your little tribe. And we've always told her, your tripita will always guide you well. And if you don't, when you don't listen, that's when you are in trouble. So we've always told her this, and now she's 26, and lately she made a big decision because she said, I feel it. This is not for me. I can't go on. So she stopped doing her certificate in administration. And the downside is that, in a way, she says, I think it's a little bit of an échec, it's a failure because I didn't finish my certificate. And Martin and I told her, quite the contrary, it's perfect that you are aware of how you feel and that you are capable of making a decision and saying, this is not for me. That's it. And I told her this takes a lot of courage to say, you know, she already has a bachelor's degree in anthropology, so she wanted to continue and have something else. And she said, I don't like it. I don't vibrate to it. It doesn't make me happy. I don't understand. So enough already before, you know, it goes down the drain. So it's, some people, I think, for example, Cecilia is used to thinking like this, okay, what am I feeling, or what is my body telling me? And she's learned since she was a child to listen to it. And I think this is something really, really powerful for her, because sometimes other people, even like Martin and myself, maybe we're older, we're more used to enduring, and we sometimes not get in trouble, but we're sometimes straining ourselves at different levels and different layers, as you say, because it's just too much.
Right. Well, just be grateful that she learned from you, Martin, when to jump the boat. Literally jump. She jumped the boat rather than being pushed off the boat. So
Exactly.
talk about the wisdom of
Mhm.
knowing when to do that.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
and how about you, Miss Heather?
Oh, I already spoke.
Oh, you already spoke?
Yeah, about the example of getting the flood, but I did think about when my apartment did get flooded, would you believe I still didn't see the sign? So it was really the sign to get out of that apartment, and I just wasn't getting it, and I just took care of everything, cleaned everything up, had fans to dry everything out, had to take all the clothes to the cleaner, like a big huge job, and still didn't see the signs until my landlord came one day and he picked up a pair of my underwear, made some crack, and he made a hit on me. And that's when I was like, I have to get out of here. And I got out of there in the weekend. He made the hit on me because I could not even live there anymore. He had, could come through his house into the basement apartment. And I just realized I didn't see the sign until it was like I had to get out immediately.
It reminds me of the joke that Mr. So-and-so is in the mountain, and the neighbors come and they tell him, Mr. So-and-so, you have to get out of your house. There's going to be an avalanche. And he says, no, don't, God will save me. And then, the firemen come and they tell him, Mr. So-and-so, you have to get out of your house. We're evacuating. You have to get out of your house. No, God will save me. Then the army comes and they say, Mr. So-and-so, you need to get out of your house. We're evacuating. The avalanche is coming. No, God will save me. The avalanche comes, boom. He goes to heaven and he tells God, I thought you were going to save me. And he said, hey, I sent you the neighbors, the policemen, the army. You didn't listen.
Right. Exactly. Well, I mean, in my little, I can't figure out how to take off the eyelashes. The mustache.
But you changed them now. It's
Yeah,
changed to yesterday.
Yeah, I just clicked. Anyway, but just kind of a little bit of a light note. To me, I think the big change for me is, after meeting with the oncologist the other day. So now going to jump the boat and see whether I can change the numbers to be 0. So then I don't need to have any more chemo. So talk about a different thought process of like, why do I need to even think that, I'm just healed, period. So, so talk about jumping the boat at that point. So
Yay.
anyway, hey, Mary Beth, really quickly.
Well, really quickly, Leticia, I wondered if you could send us that little phrase, "Do the ma," or listen to your gut in French, how it's written out. I think that should be on a t-shirt.
Oh,
And yeah, oh, I'm so behind that, Ron. Thank you for sharing that. And then the other thing I will add is, from my experience, sometimes God goes to lunch. If you get him on the knock on the door, sometimes I don't know. Because that was meant to be a joke. So I still won't jump onto the stage and just stand up. So don't worry.
Okay. Anyway, so maybe it's any other thought before we go into our meditation?
I just quickly want to say that the times that I have, like Leticia said, followed my gut. And I think the times that we have taken charge and made the changes, it's so empowering,
Yes.
and it feels so good. And I think, in other areas like I think, yeah, obviously it's fear, that keeps you held back, but it's so empowering. So I think we have to remember that too, that we'll, not look at it as a failure or, a negative, like Cecilia. It's definitely empowering. So this has been a great topic.
Thank you. And Beth.
No, yes, I raised my hand, and no, I have nothing to say.
and I think if I can add something else, when I always say it has to do with courage, and I really believe that, because before or when we're in the midst of a situation, there's always, well, Cecilia, for example, some people don't want to disappoint. Cecilia would not want to disappoint us, but she knows that if she doesn't follow her gut and her heart, then we will be disappointed because she's not being truthful to herself. But when we are in the midst of this, many times there's that, well, you started, you should follow through. Well, what are the others going to say? You told me you would do this, or, and we all have all these distortions, but be nice, they're waiting for you, or you're expected to do this. So these are all what I call the distortions. And then they sort of get us away from our center and get us away from our tripita, our gut, and they sort of distort what we're going to do. So we have to, come back to our center, as we say.
Yes, exactly. And Lana, did you want to say something?
Well, I won't be able to stay to meditate, but I wanted to say that it sounds like it's just really what we have as intuition, and we should just follow. Yeah. And I don't think we bring that enough in ourselves and then in our children. So I think now that I'm older and a little bit more knowledgeable, I think when my children ask me questions, I'm just going to say, well, do what you feel. Go with your gut instinct, which is really your intuition. So,
Exactly.
well, thank you. I feel like I learned a lot today.
Oh, so good to see you, Lana.
Me too. Now I don't feel bad about all the shit I don't finish.
So maybe on that note, we'll start doing our meditation. So hopefully you can hang on. See you later, Lana. So hopefully you can hang on for another 10 to 15 minutes. We'll do a nice meditation together. How about that? Hey,
I
and
have to leave. I'm sorry.
Oh,
okay.
Have a great
It
weekend.
was so good
Sorry.
to
Thank
see
you.
you.
You too. I'm sorry. It was short and sweet.
That's okay.
Oh, short and sweet. That's fine. I'll talk to you
Thank
later.
you. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. So it's just the five of us. How nice. So we'll just kind of relax and silly Saturday. And just relax and breathe. Put your feet flat on the floor. sit comfortably in our chairs and just breathing in and breathing out. And let's begin our time together with the ringing of the bells. And just relax our entire being. And let's imagine ourselves in a beautiful place that truly nurtures our soul and our spirit. Gently inhale and exhale. And just relax our heads and our necks. Relax our shoulders and just release. Relax our arms, our wings, our elbows, and even relax our hands, our fingers, and our wrists. Breathe into our hearts and just see our hearts just so peaceful, filled with smiles and love and gratitude, just surrounded by the purple petals of the lotus flower. Breathe a little bit more deeply into our Dantian, the center of our being, the golden stove, and breathe in and out. And relax our hips and our thighs, our knees and our legs, just feeling centered and grounded in our chairs. Relax our ankles, our feet, and even our heels, our soles, and even our toes, just planted firmly on the earth beneath us. And imagine that we are like the Sphinx, sitting on our throne, just overlooking the endless horizon. And let's just take this time and just be in this time of solitude. Breathing in and breathing out. and just feeling so relaxed, and just continue breathing gently in and out, and just feel the warmth of the autumn sun and the gentle breezes, the blue skies and the clouds just gently rolling by. And let's just enjoy this quiet time together. So let's all come gather together in my beautiful gazebo on the side of the mountain, just overlooking the meandering river below and the tall pine trees surrounding us, and the mountains in the distance, and the dragon and tiger hills on each side. And let's imagine there's a pot of hot jasmine tea at the center of our little circle, and just enjoy the fragrance of the jasmine just wafting in the air. And let's gently take our palms and put it into a prayer position. I love this mudra of thanks and of gratitude of being here together. And then gently release our palms and place it over our hearts, or over our hearts and our dantian, or a gentle hug. And just feel the chi from our palms connecting into our hearts. And just welcome all of this rainbow colored chi cells just dancing, energizing us, healing us, giving us the chi to be strong and resilient and grateful. And let's close our time together with the ringing of the bells. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. The six true words just imbued with kindness and compassion and smiles and joy. And gently, gently release our palms and kind of rub them together. Slowly wake up the chi cells. Then wash your face. And tap, gently tap, tap, tap along your face, along my mustache, along my eyes and my eyebrows, and the top of your head. And rub your ears together and gently tap, tap, tap all along your meridians, along the arm, the bottom part, the top part, along your shoulders and your heart and your organs and your hips, and do a little tap dance on the earth and doing a nice stretch. Yes! It's Silly Saturday. Fun, fun, fun. It's so great to be with all of you. And woo! Have a beautiful day. You can unmute.
I was going to wear my Buddha shirt that said you need to let that shit go. And I thought, oh, it's not Fun Friday. See, I could have followed my gut and wore it.
There you go.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Follow your gut.
Follow your gut. Have a great Saturday, everybody.
Have a
Enjoy.
beautiful
Thank you.
Saturday. So great to see you.
Beautiful Monday.
So Tammy, you'll be able to send us that what you read that was so beautiful. Perfect.
I
Thank
will.
you.
Oh, that'll be nice. That'll be nice.
All right. Love you guys.
Bye bye. Take
Enjoy
care.
the weekend.
Wow.
So great to see you all.
Bye bye.
Hey, Miss Mary Beth.
Hey.
And
No,
how are you?
I love the